I'm Tiffany Gorley Carter, Policy Counsel at the National Council of Nonprofits. The Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program rewards public servants, including people who work for nonprofits, after making 120 payments on their federal loans. Previously, those payments had to be made in the right way at the right time to count towards forgiveness. Right now, there is a limited time waiver that allows borrowers to count even more payments toward forgiveness, even ones that may not have counted before. But borrowers have to apply by October 31st to get this benefit. We are talking to Ashley Harrington at the Department of Education to clarify some of those most frequently asked questions about this waiver. So Ashley, first question, should I apply?
My first answer, let's keep it simple. Yes, everyone who thinks they may be eligible should apply, and there's literally like no harm in applying. So we want everyone to take advantage.
I work at a nonprofit. Do I qualify under the rules?
All borrowers with federal student loans that work at a 501c3 nonprofit can qualify, and borrowers at other types of nonprofits may also be eligible if that nonprofit provides a qualifying public service. That's things like emergency management, public health, early childhood education, and several others.
So most of our listeners or viewers are going to be working at 501c3s, but if they want to double check that their organization is a 501c3, where do they do that?
They can ask their org directly. I think there's also resources like the IRS tax exempt website or GuideStar, but the best place is probably just to ask the employer.
Okay. Where do I find the certification format?
So there's only one PSLF form. There's not a new one for the waiver. It's the same PSLF form, and you can find it at studentaid.gov/PSLF. That's our help tool, and we really encourage folks to use our help tool to generate their form and apply.
And I know that you need an EIN for that. It's the employer identification number. Where can you find that from your employer?
You can just ask your employer for it. That's often the easiest way to find it.
And once I fill this out, who signs the form, or what do I do with it?
You can get it signed by your supervisor or someone in HR. It depends on how your organization prefers to do it.
So if my employer has never done this before, what do I need to tell them so that we can get this process started?
Just tell them that you filled it out already. You've put in the time that you've worked there. You've put in your average hours. All you need them to do is verify that and sign it. It should take them 5 minutes tops, and then send it right back to you, and then you'll submit it.
And what payments count under this waiver?
So under the waiver, we're giving borrowers credit for time that normally didn't count. So borrowers can get credit no matter the loan program, no matter the repayment plan, no matter whether they made a payment, no matter whether they missed a payment, the payment was late, or the payment was short. We're even giving borrowers credit for some periods of deferment and forbearance. So you still had to have qualifying employment for all of those periods, but we're being very flexible in terms of what counts.
So what if I only worked at a part-time for a nonprofit? Does this still count?
So you had to be at least 30 hours a week, and you can meet this requirement by working at multiple qualifying employers or for just one employer.
Okay, so I got all this taken care of. I have this form. What do I do with it? Like, where do I turn it in?
You submit it to our PSLF servicer, a company called Mohila. You'll have to mail it or fax it in, or if they're already your servicer, you'll be able to upload it right online. And I know that we're going to probably flash that up on the screen, so I'm not going to say all those numbers out loud.
Okay. So do I need a different form for each employer I've worked for?
Yes, you're going to need a signed form for every employer that you're trying to get PSLF credit for.
And what do I do if one of those previous employers has closed?
That's a problem we get a lot. So we really prefer folks to get it signed by their employer, but we recognize that, organizations close, or some don't keep records for as far back as we need them sometimes. So if you absolutely cannot get a signature, you can submit your W-2 or pay stubs or deposit records to verify your employment.
Will I have to pay taxes on this PSLF forgiveness?
Nope. PSLF forgiveness is not considered taxable income by the IRS.
Does the one-time debt relief affect PSLF?
So borrowers can apply for both one-time debt relief and PSLF. Many borrowers are going to have to consolidate their non-direct loans they have for PSLF. So their FEL or Perkins loans. Now, if you have consolidation loans that include commercially owned FEL or Perkins loans, you could lose eligibility for one-time debt relief. You can learn more about this at studentaid.gov/debt relief.
So this all sounds great. Like, when should I apply?
right now. The deadline is October 31st, but you don't want to wait. You want to make sure you've done everything you can. You've got it. You consolidated if you needed to. You've submitted that PSLF form. Don't wait till the last minute. Get it done now, and then we'll do the rest later. You just need to get one form in.
So what if I'm not sure if I qualify? Should I still apply?
Absolutely. Just apply. It's better to take those couple of minutes and apply than to miss out on this time limited opportunity for you to get credit that you normally couldn't get credit for. Even if you only get 5 additional months, that's 5 fewer months that you have to remain burdened by student loans later on. Take advantage of this opportunity. You never know what could happen.
Well, thank you, Ashley, for joining us. You've heard it here. Go and apply right now. Thank you for joining us, and I hope everyone will be turning in their forms today.